about Evil Geniuses and the run they had last year, heading into playoffs, they were at a bit of a ramp up, right? They were starting to piece things together. There was a lot of hope. There was a lot of promise. This run has been anything but that.
It has been staggering across the finish line, coming in at that 4th seed once again, but it's also 100 Thieves that have been battered and bruised towards the later half of Stage 2. So both these teams come in at a low. They now need to go on a run all the way through until the lower bracket finals if they want their year to continue.
Los Angeles, the first series was a gift, and I have every expectation to think this will be no different. Kicking things off with the missile, Evil Geniuses on the attacking side. Austin already swinging out a really nice flash setup through TP, and they've already got first blood.
Even with that C's connecting onto 3 players, you watch Derek as he tries to come back towards Hookah. The rest of Evil Geniuses slithering down A short.
They're going to get a lot of space out on this as well. 2 members from the defense trying to dig their heels in, reinforcements starting to arrive. There's no knowledge on the other side. The Roomba will confirm presence. Supa, it's a dangerous game you're playing, trying to scale back towards backside. And 100 Thieves, this pistol's going swimmingly for them.
Yeah, Derek completely offsides there, was trying to go for a late lurk into B. The rest of his team just falters on the A site, so he'll do his best to grab some orbs. And already, this pistol round, little early aggression from 100 Thieves pays off brilliantly.
And it's such a cool flash setup through that TP. It pops in just a spot where people swinging out of Hookah won't get flashed by because of the lip right on the other side of it. So it's such a good sand fight.
And it's this map that 100 Thieves know all those little tricks on.
Right.
You know, you think back to the start of 2024, Zix and this team trailblazed the comp that Evil Geniuses are running. Bind was their best map. It always has been. And that's why it's a surprise that Evil Geniuses are allowing it through for the first Bind performance all year.
You saw that? Got me.
I do think little things like that are important for a team that just is coming off of a series where they won 9 rounds across 2 maps. Any victory is a huge one for them.
100 Thieves have to bounce back big after that disappointment up against G2. But I think this is exactly the territory they want to begin it. And you'll see how they deal with Evil Geniuses playing for the early orbs on a pistol round like this. 100 Thieves have a stack towards this A side of the map. Cass even has the judge into Hookah if Evil Geniuses are to try and get past these players down short behind their wall again.
It is tempting, and they are considering it. That smoke will deny sight lines, at least for now.
I think 100 Thieves are anticipating EG maybe trying to play for that long orb in B as well. That's why Cryo shifted B, but he does have the teleport to snap back onto site.
Can you imagine that will be coming through in just a moment? There's a judge that you mentioned, right on time, right on cue. Kess with 3, make that 4, the rookie, delivering for 100 Thieves.
Everyone in the room thought Kess was going to give us another ace. Almost has it. And now with that spike out in the middle of nowhere, Derek sort of calling his shot with the judge as well. There's no way 100 Thieves are going to approach him, so the paint shells are going to shove him out into the open. And once more for him, the last will fall.
So EG will now be back on equal footing, if you will, able to buy up rifles, armor around it, and be able to fight back. You know, we were talking, Ender, a little bit about just how wildly different of a trajectory this EG squad has taken from stage 1 to stage 2. To find themselves in the exact same position in an entirely different look is just insane.
Yeah, now they're not having that same momentum as before, so this is the start of it for them, and we'll see if they can start into this round 3. You know, 100 Thieves are always so good at running the hard execs with this type of a comp that EG are running on the other side. Oftentimes, you can accelerate into the site using the quick cooldowns on the Gecko util. So Evil Geniuses will open up 4-1 pretty consistently to have that ability to accelerate in.
Alexander showing a little leg there. Wingman will spot 1.
It's a bit risky.
Terribly risky.
DG still taking their time. 100 Thieves have 3 players ready to fight. I mean, they have everything and a seize from EU to collect.
EG cannot get bonus here. This would be a disaster, and that's already problematic. Xander getting the first. Oh, and Austin with 2 with the nades. It's a slaughter once more.
These lurks just not in the right position for Evil Geniuses to play off of either. That trap setup was beautiful. And sure, a kill might go down here or there. But with the wasteland that is B long, there should be no way for Evil Geniuses to advance back in.
Oh, this is a dreadful start. You've even got 100 Thieves upgrading weapons.
And this is just exactly the right read from 100 Thieves.
Left.
Again, masters of this map, already getting the jump on EG on their bonus. And also to see Asuna connecting on those 2 kills. Does seem like EG still want to maybe play for some picks. 15 seconds left on the clock. I feel like cutting your losses here has to be the play.
All right,
I don't know what the purpose of recovering the spike is.
but he did get it.
Yeah. I mean, at least they'll know where it is for the next round.
Right. And 100 Thieves won't take it away, I guess.
They're in the position where now 100 Thieves can start hunting, so these rifles are both lost when all is said and done. I don't quite understand. And yet it'll be 100 Thieves winning this round, and I have to put a highlight onto this little trap idea. EU has the C's, which catches out a few players, and Asuna collects on the kills. And Asuna is a player that we have to watch into this series because
1000%.
2 days ago versus G2, he was 1 kill, 12 deaths in opening engagements. It was a huge weakness of 100 Thieves, and see him already on the board, winning out in these early fights, in these scraps. That's what 100 Thieves need.
Yeah, I mean, potentially one of the worst performances of his career.
He's usually a consistent force for the squad.
Right. And a shadow of that just a couple of hours ago. But the thing about a double limb is it gives you a chance to redeem yourself. And an opportunity at redemption is what 100 Thieves have in their lap right now. Up 3-0 on their map pick.
Well, similar setup from Evil Geniuses, 3-1-1, except this time actually clearing out Octagon, getting in front of any potential traps. Does mean that 100 Thieves are bunkered well into the site behind their own wall. See if Derek actually wants to play for something like the Orb to get the Thrash online. Be a hefty investment.
There's that suck nade once more. Not finding the same level of lethality, but the chair start causing problems. That's 4.
What? EG just wait for 100 Thieves to walk in 1 by 1 and get all the kills. This time the utility doesn't connect from 100 Thieves. And yet they kept trying to push forward back into it.
Spike plant.
A bit over-eager. Oh, an easy post plant to be set up into. And all the good work that was done in that exact same location in the previous round is thrown away.
Right. Short-term memory is best. EG barring a miracle from Kess, and that will not be the case. Get on the board with a thrifty round win. The finances, they put themselves in a really nice spot too.
I mean, it's clean shots to be sure out of Evil Geniuses. We'll take another look at it. Just instant headshots at close range with the Sheriffs. Apart from that one, oh, that ping from the Haunt. Didn't even catch that at first. Nature gets all 3 players, so that's why they're able to.
Look, they are so shook. Look at this.
And we laugh and we chuckle at it, but 9 rounds just a couple of hours ago across 2 maps. This is not a joke.
I mean, so much is riding on those rounds, and now we come in on equal footing.
Right.
With rifles in hand, Derek has an ultimate. 100 Thieves don't, so on the first big swing round, it'll be EG with that slight edge.
And the need to convert. 100 Thieves not playing around Octagon quite the same way this time around.
And the way these comps operate, the way 100 Thieves love to play this map, it's all about the brawls. You're going to see a ton of 3v3s, 4v4s on site. So far, it's been 1 for 1. 100 Thieves have to lock in, because if you lose Bind, your map choice, your best map, this series is going to be incredibly difficult.
You talked about how brawly they like to be. They live by the sword and they die by it. And we saw, again, up against G2, what happens when that does not go according to plan.
And Evil Geniuses are trying to disrupt the plans of 100 Thieves right now. They had 2 players on A short, or previously, it had just been Supa isolated. A bit surprised to see Nature come back with the rest of the team now. A little re-clear of Hookah seems to be on the cards.
Yeah, meanwhile, what's the misdirection on the other side of the map?
I think it's really just that there's going to be 2 players in Hookah. It's not actually playing into A so much. Supa will try for something as the Thrash comes in.
Cryo, plenty to deal with, plenty in his lap, and cannot handle any of it. Thor will strike now, causing even more problems as Xander gets overwhelmed. He gets outgunned and he gets dealt with. Numbers the way of the attack. Cozy on the site. As it's just Asuna here with Kess far away enough to not be a factor. At least not yet.
There's just no way to get back into the B site. Mollies towards spawn. You're stuck into Hall. That allows EG to fully rotate back off site. Derek even has the recharge of the Thrash. 100 Thieves are going to have to lick their wounds and live to fight another day.
Money's in a bit of an awkward spot, too, as we start to think towards round 6. Cass at 200,
Exactly.
Xander at 200.
And that's why this round was so important for 100 Thieves.
Yeah.
I think they will be able to get a bye if they manage to hold on to these two guns. It's why EG are going for the hunt. But Evil Geniuses having Derek's ult online, then being allowed to play for the B orb that Ye acquires, those two ultimates just give them virtually a free sight.
Right.
And it could have been disaster if 100 Thieves had lost all 5 players. This would have then been an actual string round. They wouldn't have guns, but they do hold on and will be able to fight into this next. I think this first kill here as well. Icy does well to play behind the Prowler and open up Puka. So it would be a very different story if 100 Thieves still had that player alive in there.
Great times out from EG. Again, on 100 Thieves, map pick, an area that they've been so comfortable in for so long, and a quick timeout from 100 Thieves early on.
Yeah, Zix is going to come in here and see what he can spin up versus his old head coach. And the first thing on his mind, I think, is understanding the layers of Evil Genius's default. Because right now, the way EG have played the last 3 rounds in a row has been 3 down long, 1 hookah, 1 A short. That A short lurk hasn't really activated just yet. But each round you can see EG are trying to mix up a few things. Even in that last round, you have Icy pulling away from long, where the previous round, 100 Thieves had seen him exec out into the site with.
Right.
This time he comes back into hookah, and it's that playing behind the Prowler that catches, I think, Cryo up there a little bit off guard. So I think 100 Thieves need to start looking for these tells and these timings so they won't be fooled when there's 2 players showing up in a spot where they're only expecting the 1.
Right, and that sort of, those little micro adjustments and showing a variety of different faces to the same look is very EG-esque, right? That's part of their DNA. You think about the B main hits that they like to run on Corrode. It's very similar in theory, and we're seeing a lot of that here on Bind.
And you know, when I've been able to talk and get the other perspective, speaking with Zix on 100 Thieves, is a very details-oriented coach. Loves to draw things up in the Valo plant, so when 100 Thieves are playing their own game and they're able to run those set plays, actually seem to be very strong. Reacting to other teams has been a bit more of a weakness.
Quick note here, you were talking in the previous round about how they had Nature's ult, how they had Ye's ult, and how they had Derek's ult, and how problematic that was for the defense. Nature, just 2 pips off of his, Icy 1 off of the Rocket as well.
So expecting to see some fight over these orbs. 100 Thieves have 3 players on B long, where actually there's just a haunt put down in this walk up.
Oh boy.
From EU.
Supa has a lot to deal with. Nature's not far off. Can they handle this crossfire? Creeping forward into the first, Supermen will fall. Nature's there on the trade. And gives the space back up. Meanwhile, gunfire erupting on the other side of the map.
And Asuna was just caught in rotation there. Wasn't involved in the long fight, so now when he shows up on B, it's teleports to A. Just Kess inside of the smoke.
1 off of his ult. That's a free one. Orbital strike now online. Drops the sim, beckons the challenge. And Derek not answering quite yet.
Pressure from Nature down short as well. Kess falls back to his teammate.
Still stingy. 10 left in the max, snaps onto Derek. Gets things down to 1v2, and Nature will crumble under that pressure. 100 Thieves gets a 4.
Asuna being there up in heaven, coming over on the rotation. Because of the time, Kess was able to buy inside of the smoke. Gets that round for 100 Thieves. Now 100 Thieves have 3 ultimates online. But really it's this. Evil Geniuses had been expecting 100 Thieves to challenge, stepping forward out of showers early in the round.
Right.
That's the readout of the timeout. Both coaches sort of knew what the other was going to be reacting to. And yet, Potter calls the team to be watching showers. So the short walk from 100 Thieves actually gets the jump on them. Those subtle differences.
3 ults on the side of the defense. And as the observers just pointed out, EU still playing back in spawn.
Yeah, just waiting. Where's that presence going to be? But Evil Geniuses have switched out of really their default for the first time ever. Only 1 player down long. I think Derek sent out the mosh, but only just that. So it will be a quicker pop into the A site once they clear out this space.
And brother, do they have the tools for it? Between Icy and Nature, their ults alone can ravage the site.
I do think 100 Thieves are playing in good positions to be able to hide away from the showstopper. I think Kess maybe in the most challenging spot, stuck in hookah, but not tagged up by the Nightfall is big.
And so that will pave the way. That orbital strike in response will cause problems.
Surely
Kess
that's a
gets
seize
2.
catch.
It had to have been. There was nowhere for them to go. And now the rocket pops. Icy dead. Nature's left in a 1v5.
There's just nothing you can do. That round is all EU. One ability, the Seize, catches out 2 players down A short. So Kess's ultimate just drills them. And that's a classic 100 Thieves play. They've been playing the Fade and the Brimstone for forever on this map for the last 2 years. And it melts Evil Geniuses in that round.
I'm hoping we catch it on the replay. Looks like a timeout was just called on the side of EG,
Yeah,
so we'll
on
take
the
a look at
minimap.
it again.
On the minimap, you see the Seize. There it goes, picking up Ye. What, that caught both Ye, who was down on stairs, and Derek.
Oh, damn, that's a good-ass tether right there.
Yes, it was, my friend. Yes, it was. That caught a player on the stairs and boosted on box. That's how crazy that ability is.
So synergistic with that ult. You see the value behind it. And another quick pause in case we didn't have enough drama and enough suspense already. Let's just let it simmer some.
The thing is, these rounds are going to be absolutely ballistic because the way both of these teams approach the map in the draft is you have, apart from Viper, 4 mega ults on both teams that can just rip open a site. And even Viper makes it endlessly confusing.
Right.
So now that we're into the thick of these rounds, every single round, there's going to be a different key ultimate available. And that's why these early timeouts are important to start keeping track of that, understand the tendencies, especially Potter coming in, because Potter has so much tape to work off of against Zix and 100 Thieves. 2 years of it, with just slight differences in the comp during that time.
Those wrinkles are something they're going to have to iron out. Also, we'll see on the other side of timeout what those adjustments are. Derek close to having the Thrash back online. And it seems like they're back to a similar look towards B.
100 Thieves maybe looking back to their pistol where they did a bit more of a fight out of Hookah.
They continue to leave EU and spawn just to figure out where that initial pressure is, and then they send them.
Yeah, I like this from 100 Thieves. Cryo is the first one taking the fight towards Hookah because he's been the player EG have seen in Hookah, isolated every single time. So Austin in the corner may not be expected, and Icy likes to play quickly behind the Prowler.
Remember, he's got the rocket, he's got 2 satchels, and the Roomba.
Breaks everything for his teammate.
That orb alone just kind of ruined that first initial hit. There it is. The fuse has been lit. Turns around,
gets him!
still hits the shot.
Huge out of Icy. I think 100 Thieves' plan going into that was beautiful, but Austin not quite quick enough to get the kill against Icy's movement. Now allows Evil Geniuses to regroup 4-on-4 and move into Lurk.
And once again, you put the youngster on an island. What can Kess do to deliver for his squad?
He's been so sharp today.
He's going to have to do it again. 1 kill already found. The Molly will buy a little bit of time. Tries to transfer onto the second and does. Nature dropped. Kess with 3.
So sick out of the rookie. And again, I think it's this teamwork between Kess and EU. Kess has 12 kills now, playing off of a Haunt that again gets a tag. Sees for distraction. Watch this again. And that first kill, a bit of a freebie. Didn't have to do super like that, I don't think. Potter not pleased with it either.
Nice! Good shit, Drew.
You mentioned it, 12-5 for Kess, 8-2 for Asuna.
Half buy for Evil Geniuses now. And this is the round 100 Thieves are stepping out of shower. This area has been not really contested by Evil Geniuses, and what it gives 100 Thieves in terms of info to step these 2 players out of showers is massive.
Remember the short push from just a couple of rounds ago?
That's what started the snowball going.
Uh-huh.
But Ye's waiting for it.
How much can he handle? Is he expecting 2? He's expecting 2! Cryo gets the best of him.
And yet Cryo down on 30 HP. As long as Derek stays alive, that's a gun to maybe pick up. These 2 players now down up into lamps. Hold on, the spike is back in spawn though, and there's 2 players headed towards it.
Cryo gives up his pursuits. Starts to turn back.
That could have just won the round if he found that and deleted Nature because no one else on EG could play for it.
He's still in a spot to make a play.
Yes, he is. And yet, because Nature is walking, he doesn't have information. He can't actually come in quickly for the backstab. He'll have a quick flank timing, but he won't just ruin this round right here.
30 seconds left in the round. You don't hear any comms of what's happening B, surely. A is tantalizing. Now
Here's
with
the
the
teleport.
TP through, he's going to start to accelerate.
Waiting for it.
Kess once again.
He seized up and down.
Put in a sticky spot.
Where's the help?
10 seconds now. The nade will buy a little bit of time, but the spike does go down. Cryo strikes. Better late than never. As Xander gets a bit more than he bargained for. Bucky to the face. Now Austin is satcheling forward, looking to take space aggressively, and does. The first tap of the spike. He's going to stick it to half. Cryo
sticking it all the
covering
way.
him. He might take it all the way. Pulls off in half. Gets one. Still more work to be done. Dueling raises on the other side, and Austin stands strong.
Asuna has bounced back from 2 days ago, pulling this round 100 Thieves' way. And this was a wild round. Again, that double walk out of showers nearly ruins things for 100 Thieves.
10 seconds left. Spike plant.
Icy connecting onto Kess, finally taking him down. Everyone else kind of got bamboozled from 100 Thieves. Apart from Cryo and Asuna.
That one's tough, man. And so 100 Thieves get to 7. You got an op online for Cryo. And he's going to have the beeline.
100 Thieves haven't shown a super forward B fight. It's been the refight or the trap off the utility.
Right.
This would come as a shock to EG, who I don't believe have been spending so much utility early on, apart from Amash.
Oh boy, they're headed that way.
And especially with Prowlers headed hookah, unless we commit the Dizzy now, we could just drop.
Derek just threw some utility up. Cryo's got the line.
Good, well done.
But the Dizzy will push him off.
And
Meanwhile,
that lurk down short, finally Supa wins the fight. With Kess out of the picture, 100 Thieves don't really know how to approach handling A.
yeah, they're thrown into disarray here. They don't know where to go.
Because they had 2 players trying to rotate B into this fight from Evil Geniuses. They've still got the stack here.
Ye has ult. EU's now dead.
Where did that come from?
Do you imagine they might want to try to save it here? For the rest, go for the
not
next.
again!
No, Xander tries to swing out into safety,
Down B.
but he's cooked once more. Icy up in heaven. Austin trying to push the pace onto the site. And there are too many targets to deal with.
I think I promised you brawls. I promised you a mess on site.
And so far, you're 2 for 2,
30
yeah.
seconds left.
Just endless utility. This time it's Evil Geniuses that get that Seize Brimble
Spike
combo.
planted.
Cryo's op, unfortunately, wasn't really afforded a chance to play the round because of that little switch up in the util pattern of Derek's.
And really, the diligence to just consider that that's even a possibility.
Yeah, being aware of the money on that one. Expecting 100 Thieves, who like to vary their looks pretty heavily. Had not actually shown that yet. So Evil Geniuses stay very much in the game. We come back to starting to look at, you know, things like Ultimates, Nature, Derek, have those online.
That has felt like a part of the conversation every round.
Yes. And truthfully, I think it makes it very hard to op on this map in general, especially if you're playing the Yoru as opposed to the Chamber. At least Chamber, he teleports back, he can still try to fight. Usually Yoru's teleports send you all the way to the other side.
Right, you're really out of the play for a while, sure.
And on Bind, once you start coming into these ult cycle rounds, a lot of the time macro just kind of lays at the wayside and you just start running these full hits on repeat. Oh. Nice shot from Icy through the wall.
Viper down. Spike down.
But this
B.
is why it's so important for Cryo to try and get posted on the forward angles.
Again, keep a third eye on the ults. Nature, Derek, Supa all have theirs on the attack. An aggressive line down B.
Now you can see it though, 100 Thieves, they want to fight B and play very passive on A.
And Cryo has some help here. Xander, side by side.
But this is just Evil Geniuses trying to show a little bit of threat to scare someone off the B long angle while they can speed into A. But because Cryo stepped all the way down, really posturing aggressively, it's a 4-stack for 100 Thieves.
He's already TP'd out. The Nightfall will connect onto one. Prowler will hunt him down. Cryo, off the mark. But EU is not. Icy trying to scale back sight, and the defense is too strong.
A.
They don't even have the spike wall within reach.
There's nothing you can do. 2 players getting ready to peek out from behind the smoke on short.
Cryo gets Derek. Superman's left in a 1v5. And that gets 100 Thieves to 8.
And this is just simple macro from 100 Thieves. All afforded to them because Cryo decided to walk all the way down B long. instead of being a little bit more passive like the last round, he steps forward, realizes, oh, the re-clear isn't coming. Okay, now all of a sudden 100 Thieves have 4 players on the A side of the map. This was their weak side. They started out here with only 2. But get here, a minute 10 seconds on the clock to receive those ults.
Dude, EU's utility has been incredible.
So good. And he has been the Fade player ever since 2022. The desk was talking about our chamber players in 2022. Fade for EU has been synonymous since then.
There was that flash to the TP once more to fight for Sand. Try to get him an early line.
And Cryo actually steps into showers with the operator, a little bit of a different punch since that pistol round.
As we talk about weapons of that kind, EU has a Marshal. You've got
Or the Outlaw, rather.
Or an Outlaw, excuse me. Yeah, you've got 2 members on the side of EG with light armor, too.
And one of them is Icy. So coming into that could be a big deal, but for the time being, Evil Geniuses are headed away from that gun.
Yeah, perhaps, but you've also got 5 ults to play in this last round of the half. EU just grabbed a rifle.
100 Thieves have a 3-stack towards B. Again, Regi are headed. Asuna gets him!
Icy plucked from the pack. And again, this lighter weaponry is a problem. Nature's able to upgrade to a rifle.
So look at A short. This is the way back in for Evil Geniuses. The lurk from Supa. He's only bested Kess a single time, and now he's getting ulted.
Hey,
What is that? Kess with a 6th sense in the round.
Flushes him out of the corner, forces him into the fight he was not prepared to take. It's a mess once more for EG. 100 Thieves knocking on the door of 9. And the walls are closing in. Take a look at the minimap. Cryo's nipping at their heels. Just over 10 seconds left in the round. Nature forced to fight. Will get his one, but there's so much more to be done. Commits to getting spiked down, succeeds, but that's all he will do.
This is a statement half from 100 Thieves. Evil Geniuses challenged them, left it open, kept banning away the sunset, and 100 Thieves have proved exactly why EG should not have done that.
And that tells me they're incredibly confident in the Corrode, and they're incredibly confident in the Ascent. There's no other way you let this slide.
I mean, look at this, explosive. Icy can't jump above it in time. And Kess, who is having the game of his year, just reads that lurk like a book.
In the lower bracket in his playoff debut.
Did you see my ult? It was such a weird ult. He was right here, so I ulted like here.
I mean, the kid's playing exceptionally well. Again, 14-8, playoffs debut, first time in the lower bracket, 100 Thieves fighting for dear life. We're going to throw it to a quick break. When we return, the conclusion of Bind.
Game changers.
We're making history.
It means so much to us.
The beauty of gaming is it doesn't matter who you are, but as long as I'm good enough, I can go as far as I want.
全世界都会知道我们的厉害。
Red Bull gives you wings.
Well, there are 3 things in life that are sure. Death, taxes, and 100 Thieves winning big on Bind. They come into the second half up 9-3. Ender, this has been such a ridiculous performance by Kess in particular.
Yeah, I mean, him just locking down the lurk every single round, the way he was playing that A site, very often just with EU alongside him, but working off that utility. His fade was throwing out beautifully. Now they get a chance to show that similar synergy heading on to the attack side of Bind. And this has been a side where historically 100 Thieves have crushed when it comes just running their set execs so precise with their utility. This time with a funky little pistol Viper wall, heading them up for a little early B-long control.
And the spit to flush out that angle.
You can see Supa wants to play in front of it, but it puts him in a really strange spot, so he falls back to elbow.
Perpendicular walls slicing up the site. Asuna forced to sit back and wait. Tries to pierce the veil. And now the nade out, satchels forward. So far, so fake when it comes to the aggression.
Except though, 100 Thieves have ignored Hookah. Now with the teleport in, that's 2 players into the space. This wall provides some protection, but 4 players already here for Evil Geniuses. 100 Thieves have to slowly walk back in and clear away Icy.
Are they gonna try to get out? Or are they doubling down?
Supa!
Asuna takes care of him, gets the best of him, but yay! Snappy with it! A 2v2 now quickly turns into a 1v1. Derek and EU initiators on opposite sides of the stage, both with the same hopes, both with the same dreams. The need to survive the gauntlet in the lower bracket, just to get a shot at Paris. And an ever pivotal pistol to get there. Derek trying to pave the way with utility. Trepidatious in his approach. Never had a chance. That's 10 for 100 Thieves.
I've been so impressed with EU today. Again on that side exec. It's his C's that catches out Supa. Then he's scaling into the site, trading away his teammates, even in the clutch. Positioning himself perfectly. Just watch that again. Yeah, that player fully seized up. And EU charging forward to deal with the Yay problem.
Which the truth is, hasn't really been much of a problem, to be honest. And to be honest, no one really on the side of EG has.
Yeah, there's been a few rounds, but the Yay Brimstone not living up to the hype so far. Evil Geniuses decide not even to force into this round. And maybe for good reason, with Nature clocked.
Clinical. Icy, he might die. 3 HP.
3 HP. Okay. Well, Evil Geniuses were looking maybe for a similar 100 Thieves B-long trap with the 3 players, but I fear for them this is not the play.
No, I don't foresee that one ending the same way. And so what? 100 Thieves will inevitably get to 11. And EG are going to have to put together a ridiculous comeback. Asuna satcheling forward. A path that has been so drilled, so routine for the duelist.
Look at Cryo just charging into spawn. Xander at his back. Playing a really unconventional post plant. It's not even really planted for pipes or for heaven, but they don't really care. 100 Thieves happy to play all around the map and make sure no one can die to the spike.
They are giving him a little bit of space here. Two members playing on that flank. Yay is dealt with. And then there were 2.
I mean, these guys, 2 orbs for Derek. He would absolutely love to die to the spike if it's a possibility. Asuna wants to go on the hunt because remember, 100 Thieves with an 11th round here. You just get 1 or 2 big ult rounds, you've just won the map. And it doesn't matter, even if you're playing a worse half than Evil Geniuses, even if they start getting some econ going, you can try to just beat them on 2 critical rounds.
All right, you've built yourself such a runway that you can afford a mistake 2, even 4, to be honest.
That's how good their defense was.
Right. And so a relatively insurmountable lead, all things considered, that EG are facing up. I mean, they don't really have any ults in position to potentially be a factor in this round. Yeah.
I think for Evil Geniuses, first question is solving this B wall, you know. Except this time 100 Thieves are pressuring Hookah pretty substantially. Just Supa here on the other side.
Dog and Asuna follows.
Man, a full bit him too. Lucky for Supa, I think, that the util is a bit scattered from 100 Thieves, so he survives with a bit of chip damage. Tucks himself away. That could have been a disaster.
Thieves are stalling out here a little bit.
Yeah, they want to freeze for a bit to threaten that they could have actually walked back towards A. Stop EG from just full stacking the site, but it causes time for the walk-ups to come on in.
Right, EU might have eye up here pretty soon again.
Good Lord, what is that?
That wasn't pretty. Derek dealt with, Icy on the swing. Hold on here. The defense refusing to relent. Kess looking for the fight elbow, will not find it.
This is weird though, EG are really isolated. Ye trying to slip into backside and assist Supa, who's still stuck in the corner. 100 Thieves know he's in that spot.
30 seconds left.
Meanwhile, Nature's convinced on the other side of the map that they're gonna rotate away.
He's waiting for it, but 100 Thieves are into the site. Getting struck down by a combo of Icy and Ye, so it will go EG's way. At the end of it all.
3 on the round for Icy. Quietly sitting at 10 and 13.
100 Thieves didn't waste any money or anything into that round. Maybe they can just start to build up here. I think nice turnaround there from Icy to deal with the hookah players as the wall came down. Seemed a little bit off there. And it almost feels like there's a few of these moments where Supa ends up getting bit by the dog. Need to shore these things up because those little mistakes now on a rifle round could change the whole landscape of it.
Quiet across the map. 100 Thieves not really taking any aggressive lines. Cryo notwithstanding, he's trying to take this hookah fight, and
that's one.
Cryo go kill.
Yeah, last time Supa was hit with utility, so maybe caught sleeping at the wheel there. When there is none, it's just Cryo walking in. And the shifts have started coming into B. It is simply Nature playing on short behind the smoke.
Brother, he is up close. Oh gosh, Nature has to do so much.
Oh.
Will they check him?
They won't.
They've both passed him. They don't know where he is.
Oh my.
The trap lies in wait, and Nature finds one. Tucks tail, tries to get away, and will succeed, but now with position, betrayed. Asuna gets the best of him.
It's given time for Ye to get into lamps though. He hasn't shot into this round yet.
Icy still so far away. The goop will cause problems. Scaling backside is the duelist, and now the rocket popped right into his lap. Icy's left in 1v2.
30 seconds left.
You praised his mechanics in the previous round. Ender, it's gonna have to be better.
100 Thieves have to know that Icy is on the flank. They've walked into spawn, 20 seconds left on the clock. They're gambling it into the B finish, and Icy is on a mad dash to try and catch Xander before he gets the spike down.
He's gambling just as well.
That's a safe plant though.
10 seconds
Putting
left.
everything on red. And he might get his ones. Look at where Asuna is.
If Icy gets this kill, it is a showstopper. He could win this round.
He's got to push the pace now, but he doesn't realize Asuna's not on the site. And so he plays safe behind utility. Icy so often a source of criticism, cannot deliver for EG. Asuna gets 4. 100 Thieves get to map point.
Asuna has woken up today, dominating 19 and 5 after that 4K. Keeping it loose as Evil Geniuses call a timeout. And that was a chaotic round, Doug.
It was incredible, but I think you're right. You highlighted Asuna. We got to talk about him again. Not just because of the way he's playing today. That alone is impressive. But with the shadow of the disaster that was the last time they played looming over his shoulder, this is an impressive performance.
Complete turnaround. And that's what you need. Now that it's do or die, right? 100 Thieves back against the wall.
Right.
But EG are in exactly the same position, except they're trailing by 8 rounds. It's 100 Thieves that are map point here, and it's Potter calling the timeout.
And so as she gets involved in the conversation, she is left with a pretty difficult task to solve. How do you get 8 rounds back up, play perfect Valorant, just to get to OT?
It's hard, and honestly, I think when you're trailing by numbers like this, there's something in it where enabling your players to play a little bit more fast and loose with it, play a little bit more on those confident forward lines, can both, if you start winning those fights, get the momentum building for your team, but also give your team a lot of information. I'd love to see a world where Icy is able to post down B long, similar to what we saw at Cryo going for those deep walks down B or out of showers back during 100 Thieves defense. Maybe a different idea for EG here.
4 towards A. 2 showers, 2 staring down short.
Ooh, Nature's on a Spectre in shower.
And you gotta buy what you can, I guess. Ye has his ult, so does Icy. But they're on opposite sides of the map.
Sure, but Ye is next to Nature, who's got that
Sure.
seize. That's what we have to keep our eyes on. Good utility from Nature. Means his gun would not matter, but it's all on this seize.
He can't get picked. He's gotta be careful. He can't get picked!
It's a whip. He gets shot down by Cryo in advance. The Owla purchase punishes Nature. It pulls away the ultimate from Ye. Puts him at a numbers disadvantage.
Bring them down.
And with an ill-advised investment, the Orbital Strike no longer in play.
And it was the chances Cryo was taking at the end of the first half that started or cemented that lead for 100 Thieves. Again, puts his team in a favorable position.
Now 100 Thieves have crept all the way to the door and are now looking to storm the gates.
Cryo just contacting up with the sniper.
Well, you know, turns out
Can't win them all.
Yep, turns out he's human. And these things happen, and he makes up for it, as he does. Asuna cleans him up. Icy with misfire on the rocket. The first satchel and the rocket do not find their mark.
And by the way, Cat's still coming in on the flank. 100 Thieves just gonna wait for that to come online.
Last player standing.
2v4 that they have to convert, and they cannot. 13-4, the way of 100 Thieves. And sure, it was on bind. And sure, they went on that map a lot. But this is a massive bounce back performance.
In so many ways. I think in particular, Asuna, the difference at 20-5 the finish, that's a 4-0 KD. That's insane.
304 ACS.
But also, I think for Kess, in his first postseason ever on this Americas stage, to come out of that first half in the fashion that he did, dominating against